Whoops. Live. Hello. How are we doing, people? Just, it's not going to be a very long live stream tonight. It was like a last minute thing. We was originally going to go live tomorrow night, but Lawrence isn't available. And typically we go live tonight because of Lawrence, and Sam can't join us either. So it's just going to be me and Lawrence once he gets on. He should be on within about in like 5-10 minutes, hopefully. And we will get on with whatever we want to talk about. But it's only going to be max of an hour, I would say, tonight. Not going to be a very long one. But I wanted to come on a little bit earlier than Lawrence. And I just wanted to kind of go over something that happened earlier today. Those of you that pay attention to the channel and recent subscribers, it wasn't up for very long. I think it was only up for about 45 minutes, roughly an hour. By the time I realised my mistake, and basically I uploaded a video. Earlier today, a response to MLP Fever. It was a response to MLP Fever's video, and I didn't really notice or didn't even realise it was actually an April Fool's video from 6 months ago. The video was very well put together it was very, very well put together, I must admit. Because it had tweets in there from Lauren Forst, and it had all sorts of different things in there that really kind of convinced me that it was legitimate to a degree. But then once I'd uploaded the video, I started getting comments. Started getting comments. Started getting comments where I posted it saying that, just to let you know that this was actually an April Fool's joke by MLP Fever. This actually isn't legit. And I was like, oh God, no, what have I gone and done? I'm gonna uploaded a video, and it's complete bullshit, bogus crap. So I do apologise to anybody that saw that video, because it was up for at least 45 minutes, roughly an hour, by the time I noticed my mistake. I just want to apologise for any inconvenience or any confusion caused by that video upload. For the future, I'm going to make sure, for the future, when it comes to making videos, whether it's a response to someone in particular or whatever, I'm going to be a little bit more, I'm going to, try and be a little bit more, a bit more due diligence, you know what I mean? Try to be more due diligent, or more, that kind of thing. Kind of like check things over more before kind of jumping on it. Because I saw the title MLPG4 is coming back, and I got a little bit excited, a little overexcited, and then ended up doing a response to it and finding out it was done 6 months ago, not realizing 6 months ago it was actually April Fool's. So yeah, I apologize for any confusion. So I think my good friend Lawrence is available. I have sent him the link to the stream. I don't know why he's messaging me saying he's ready, but so should be coming on any moment now. But it doesn't really matter if anybody actually joins us tonight. To be quite honest, it's a very last minute thing. It's just going to be me and Lawrence tonight. There's going to be no Sam. I don't know what's going on with Sam, but he's been very, very quiet, and he hasn't even been online. So whether it's just been a very long day for him today, or he's had issues with getting home, maybe, because he travels via the bus. He doesn't drive or anything like I do, so there could be a reason why he's probably not feeling it tonight. And plus, he is at work tomorrow as well. So it's understandable. But yeah, so I'm doing good, people. I hope everybody's enjoying the ponies. The thing is, there's not much to really talk about. This is the problem with MLP G5 or G5. Is in the realms of news to talk about. There is, ever since it's been starting, there's been very, very little information, and there's been huge gaps, absolute huge gaps in when things was actually being released and put up on Equestria Daily and so on. So it's been, it's one of those things is that, there's hardly anything to talk about. There's nothing to talk about except for going back and talking about past episodes or talking about Equestria Girls stuff. And, you have to kind of go back, or you have to maybe do like analyzing, analyze stuff, like analyze certain things with G5, which is probably something I might do once G5 is completely finished. I mean, obviously, I am planning because obviously G5 obviously finishes in November, or Make Your Mark finishes in November. Tell Your Tale is going through to 2024. So basically, yeah, it's one of those things is that there's just nothing to talk about, and it's very, very boring at the moment. I miss the days of when Friendship is Magic was happening because there was a lot to talk about. Because you had mid-season finale, like mid-season breaks, and also full end of season as well. So you had a couple of instances and opportunities to have some sort of conversation about things. You could really engage with it more because, like, each season of Friendship is Magic, except for season 3, all of them were about 25, 26 episodes a piece. Around about that, so they're quite long seasons to a degree, and you could really kind of like I said, because of the length of the seasons, you could have like season breaks, mid-season breaks. You have mid-season breaks, should I say? So you have a mid-season break. And then it would like resume again in about a month or so later. But you could kind of like think, ooh, what was it working up to, or what would I like to see in the coming episodes for the rest of it? To a degree, we are getting that to a degree with Make Your Mark, but like I say, there's very little information to go on and very little speculation, and there's a few people that kind of like analysing it. I've noticed in the Brony fan base, there's a lot of channels that are really going to town and really diagnosing and really, really just ripping it apart, Make Your Mark, and like talking about Twilight, the whole like, the holographic projection of Twilight and certain things, like this, that, and the other in there. There's a few of that there's a bit of that going around, but that's all we can really do is just analyze and just tear it apart to get to make some sort of content in regards to G5, because there's just really long, fairly long kind of like breaks in between each part. And God knows how long we're going to be until there's an announcement of a possible G6, or whether it's going to be a G6. But I really can't see a long-running series like like My Little Pony. I really can't see them finishing it just like that, because it's been going for 40 years now, and it obviously makes a lot of money for Hasbro as a toy line, and also all the media, multimedia that they release with the TV series and music and all sorts, and video games. So, they make a lot of money on this franchise, so I really can't see G5 being the final generation. I really can't. So the future's bright for it, I think. But I think it's going to take at least a year before we probably 2024 when Tell Your Tale's about to finish. Is probably when we're going to start maybe seeing maybe some sort of an idea of the next rendition. Where is Lawrence? I sent him the link. I don't know what's keeping him, but he'll be here. But yeah, so I thought to talk a little bit, probably once Lawrence comes on as well, we'll probably talk a little bit about the growth on the channel. But this is going to be a little bit just more of a chilled out kind of thing. We're not going to be here for that long live. To be honest, nobody watches us live. We do these live streams to try and kind of like actually like, you know, try to communicate with people that follow us and subscribe to us. But unfortunately, quite a lot, well, I won't say unfortunately, but for the most part, a lot of our audience are America and some parts of Europe. So there's time differences, of course, you know. So when we go live, it's a little bit in front or behind us in time zones. So we need to kind of like come up with a plan. But like I say, I mean, this was a last minute thing tonight. I can understand people not being available tonight, but and also it is a Thursday evening, so it's a school day and a work day tomorrow, people. So I can understand that. But let's see where Lawrence is. Otherwise, it's just going to be me yammering and thinking of what to talk about. Still waiting. He's talking to me on Facebook. Sent him the link again. I don't know what's going on, but he just doesn't seem to find the link. So he'll be coming on in a minute. I'm just talking to myself here. There's literally nobody watching, but I understand that, you know, even though nobody's watching right now as we're live, it will be a viewable video once we're no longer live. So at least it's going to be watchable once we're no longer live. Because that is usually when we aren't live, we usually get most of the viewership on the live streams. So might as well not bother doing a live stream. Might as well just do a video of all four of us, just an actual video. But I don't know how I can do that without going live. There will be a way to do that. Probably kind of like somehow through like edit together like 3 separate cameras angles, kind of like it. But I'm not very advanced when it comes to editing, people. So my editing is quite amateur, but it's adequate enough for what I do. And I'm self-taught with a lot of the editing stuff as well. I've not done any courses on it or anything. So I'm just self-taught on a lot of it. You know, started off on Movie Maker, good old Movie Maker, my God. And then I went on to, what was it? Pinnacle Studio, I think another one I went on to. I borrowed the CD software off my mate, my fellow co-host Sam, actually. I borrowed the disc off him for Pinnacle. and I used that for a little bit. Like was probably around about 2010 time, 2011. And then I went off from that, and I started using. I bought myself Sony Vegas, because I heard apparently Sony Vegas was actually quite a good editing software, but my computer at the time wouldn't run it. It just would not allow it, because my computer wasn't powerful enough for it. So I ended up not bother using that in the end. So now I edit all my videos for this channel, the videos that I do, and my own videos and stuff like that, and also videos that I do on my other channels that I have. I edit them via my mobile phone now. I edit them via my phone. I've got an editing software called is it Cyberlink Power Director or something? Yeah, that's it. It's Power Director, and it's very good for what I use it and what I do. It's a lot more advanced than what I've used it before, but it's still very easy to use, which is nice. And that is the one I use now for editing my videos. And it's constantly updated with different brand new transitions and effects, and it has a vast library of free to use music as well, which is really good, which is what I like about it. Still waiting on Lawrence. I don't know what's going on. Right, apparently he's having some technical problems with Chrome, apparently. Because Lawrence's computer is a Mac. So technically using Google Chrome on a Mac, it probably is going to mess up a little bit, because it's like Google Mac. But I know obviously Chrome is actually just a search engine. It's nothing more than that, really. But there is a lot of problems with Chrome. There's a lot of problems with Chrome. Sometimes it works perfectly, and then sometimes certain software might have a problem with Chrome, and it just stops working. So hopefully Lawrence will come in a minute. If Lawrence continues to have a problem with his Chrome and technical issues, then if it happens to be like that, then I will just end this and just do it on my own. Well, if Lawrence can join me for a little bit, we'll wait and see how that pans out. But for the most part, you're just going to have to wait for me. I was going to have to just hang out with me for a bit with somebody that doesn't know what to talk about. Because like I say, talk. I find it's easier for me to talk to people, or to talk when it's not just me. Unless I've got something specific on my mind that I specifically want to talk about. If it's something I specifically want to really talk about, then I can talk for hours. But if I've literally like I say, we wasn't really going to plan to do a stream this week. We were going to actually, like I say, we want to try and do it every 2 weeks. We were going to see about trying to do it every 2 weeks, every fortnight, doing streams. But obviously, I believe Lawrence said he's away this weekend, or he's got something on, so he's not going to be available for tomorrow night, which was the original plan to do the stream. Sam can't join me now. You know, it's one of those things, you see. This is why it's so difficult to keep this channel going, because I mean, I'm not being disrespectful when I say this. I understand things come up. Life does get in the way, but sometimes life really does piss me off a little bit. It really does put a spanner in the works. It always puts a spanner in the works. We're on to a good ride with this channel now, and we just don't really seem to keep going because either Sam's got something on or I've got something on. Same with Lawrence. I understand this is life. This is life. We're just going to deal with it as the best way we possibly can. But you know, I feel I'm the one that seems to run the channel, because even, you know, I feel I'm the main one that's running the channel, because I'm the one that seems to kind of cheerlead and keep trying to upload stuff more regular. And then Sam and Lawrence will probably upload when they can, or they'll join me for a live stream. Oh, we've got Lawrence. Here we go then.
I was having some technical issues with Chrome.
Oh, no worries.
The only browser that supports this service is Chrome I can get, and I keep having to re-update it every time I seem to log in. So,
oh, no worries, man.
Have you been on for over 20 minutes?
Yeah, I thought to just start the live, because I did. Yeah. I just thought to just start it, but we're not going to have Sam, so it's just going to be me and you tonight.
Yeah. As I say, hi guys, I'm sorry for my late entrance. I was just having some technical issues.
Technology, it's great when it works.
When it doesn't,
So, man, what have you been up to with your week since we last did a live stream?
Honestly, not all that much, to be honest. In terms of pony wise, I've watched a few episodes. I went to the other night. I watched the episode from season 2. As it made the best pony win, which is the Rainbow Dash themed episode where she wants the pet and the tortoise really wants to be a pet. Eventually, I think Pinkie Pie, they helped the tortoise to win Rainbow Dash's approval.
Yeah, sweet. I mean, I've been watching a little bit of Equestria Girl stuff recently. I've been rewatching the films. I've watched the first 3.
Yeah.
So I need to watch the 4th one, and then I want to kind of start watching the specials after that as well. But yeah, I found a really good YouTube channel called Cartoon Archive. I don't know if you've heard of it, Lawrence.
I may have heard of that, yes.
Yeah, Cartoon Archive. It's really good. It's got some stuff on there from probably about maybe a year or 2 ago, quite recent stuff, and some stuff from 80s and 90s, and it's got a lot of MLP stuff. It's got literally probably all full seasons of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic on there. It's also got some G5 stuff on there, I think.
Yeah, Netflix only have, in terms of Friendship is Magic, they only have the first season now, don't they?
Yeah, Netflix. I don't know about the rest of the world, but apparently I've heard that, I don't know if America, if it's Canada, they still have all 9 seasons on net. They have literally all 9. I heard something like that, but it's a bit annoying, really, because I would have thought with having G5 on Netflix,
yeah,
and it is sort of it references Friendship is Magic, and I would have thought, would it have made sense of having Friendship is Magic on there so people have something to go back to understand the reference points, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like I say, a lot of people that picked up G5, that was literally kind of their first window in. You know, basically Friendship is Magic was like me and you and Sam. Friendship is Magic was our first step through the doors as a fan. It was kind of from that point, that time period, with that show, and a lot of people. There was a resurgence, a resurgence of first timers, you know, checking out the movie for Make Your Mark and then checking the series out. So there's actually kind of it actually caused a bit more a new wave of fans watching G5 when the film came out in 21 and that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting what the future brings, though. How long it's probably going to be once we get G5 out the way, how long it could be for an announcement of a G6. Because there wasn't that long between Friendship is Magic finishing and the Make Your Mark movie. I think it was probably about a year, maybe two.
Yeah.
That between. When did Friendship Magic finish? Was it 2019? Let me just double check. Oops.
Yes, it was, because the first PonyCon Sam and I went to was then, and that was the weekend, I think, that the finale to season 9 was coming.
Yeah. Oh no, here we go. Just a minute. No, that's not what I'm on about. Is it annoying when you're trying to find something and it doesn't seem to understand what you're on about, and it gives you all There we go. This might give me an idea. Just to confirm. I think it's safe to say, the final episodes were between 2019 and some actually got the last episodes in 2021. Because some countries and territories, for some reason,
I seem to remember that when I was in Poland, when I was visiting my dad, Poland had seasons 1 to 6 on there. Only we had seasons 1 to 6, while we had seasons 1 to 5. And we had obviously we had they had the G4 movie for a while, and then they also had the Equestria Girls and the holiday special.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but because obviously Friendship Magic and Equestria Girls was a Canadian production. It was all created all done in Canada. Like obviously all the cast are Canadian, and a lot of the artists that worked on it were also Canadian artists, and some of them are freelancers as well. Well, quite a lot of them are freelancers. So obviously, the release schedule was, I think it released in Canada first, and then America were either simultaneous release or it was a roughly 24-hour difference between the two countries, between Canada and America. And then it would release in Europe, and then it would come to the UK. But there was probably roughly about a week from the episode airing in America. It was probably about a week when it actually started to come over to us.
Yeah.
But me and Sam, we used to kind of watch the episodes on a website that he knew about. I can't remember what the website was called now, but that used to like update. And also, there was also a couple of YouTube channels that managed to actually get the episodes, got really good high quality episodes and put them up on YouTube. So we caught up with it as it was airing, as it was still going on. We got the episodes out for a mixture of through people uploading them, and managed to watch the episode before it got taken down for copyright. And then we would also kind of like look for other means of trying to find the episodes. Unfortunately, that's all you can do, because obviously they never released seasons 8 and 9 on DVD. So unfortunately, you've got no choice but to watch seasons 8 and 9 kind of online because you can't physically buy them. Well, you can buy
That's
them.
what I had to do. I mean, when I think not. Yeah, like after PonyCon last year, I was determined to like just get properly caught up because I really needed to. And I watched from more or less the beginning of season 6, which is where I got to. I got there, and then I got there, and then because I've seen all the seasons 1 to 5. I'd seen the Equestria Girls movies, and then what I did, I started watching season 6 on DVD. And then I watched, and then so when I saw everything was available on YouTube, I just after PonyCon last year, I binge watched from the beginning of season 6 all the way through to season 9 for about 2 weeks, and I got completely caught up.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was a little bit behind as well because I think obviously I got caught up before G5 started. I think at least because I remember I don't know why, but for some reason I think I was up to about season 6 or 7 at the time. I got managed to get up to about season 6, and for some reason I kind of like stopped watching, not interested anymore. I just like something else must have taken my interest for a moment. Either a film or another series, because obviously there is other stuff that I do like to watch besides Ponies, MLP. So I don't know what it was, but obviously I have a pretty short attention span, so my attention can be drawn away pretty easily by something else. So it was so I ended up kind of like forgetting about it, and I intended to come back and catch back up again, but I didn't for a while. And Sam had completely caught up to season 9 before I even did. But yeah, I basically managed to kind of like I managed to just completely I came back and picked up where I left off, and I think actually I think I might have restarted the seasons because I couldn't remember where the episode was where it was at last. So, but I managed to get up and managed to get all caught up eventually. I was a little bit behind most people, but I managed to get there. But it does happen. I mean, you know, there's other stuff that is good that is out there to watch as well. So it just easily kind of like draws your attention away sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Freckle Shark is back. He says, "Applaud you for binging MLP like that. I've been meaning to do another 1 to 9 season marathon."
Yeah, I mean, I really got into it, as I say. Yes, Mr. Fireshark. I got really into it. And I was able to do probably at some points. I did like 10 episodes a night.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did. To be honest, when I first started watching, and when I watched, like obviously I got into it through just watching a random episode, and then I went right back to season 1 and started watching from then on, and I got that engrossed in it that I would literally just watch and watch and watch just crap load of episodes just back to back, and I managed to get caught up with where it was. Because obviously, when I started French Biz Magic, it was at season 3. I think season 3 had started airing in America and Canada. So obviously, I was about 3 seasons late from some people that had discovered it. So obviously, it started in 2010. So around about, it was either the end of season 2 or beginning of season 3, roughly, when I started. So 2012, 2013. And but I managed to get caught up to, because I think the time I'd picked the series up, season 4 I think had started or was about to start, because the reason why I say that is that the first 2 Equestria Girl films was up on Netflix at the time, and the first Equestria Girl film is, I believe, set between seasons 4 and 5. Which is when Twilight becomes an Alicorn princess. For the first becomes an Alicorn princess, and gets her abilities and her wings and everything.
Yeah.
So basically, the Equestria Girl film, the first one, it kind of serves as that because it's through that time period, so she's still getting used to her wings and things. So that's between, I think, seasons 4 and 5.
Yeah, because she does have in the first Equestria Girls film, she because the first Equestria Girls film was the first thing it was the first bit of media in the franchise I actually watched. And I realized, I was a bit confused because at first I thought, hang on, this Twilight, when you see Twilight at the beginning, why doesn't she have like her wings? Why is she just a unicorn? And I thought, no, oh yeah, I got to the part where she becomes an alicorn, and I thought, oh wow, that was a great story. Like that was a great story arc, and obviously they followed that up with sort of Sunny in G5. They've done a similar thing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I found out about the Equestria Girl films completely by accident. Obviously, I didn't even know about the idea because obviously they must have announced it probably around season 3 that was going to, or maybe season 2, 3, that there would be an Equestria Girl film, like some sort of weird spin-off.
Yeah.
I do remember when Equestria Girls was first announced, there was a little bit of outrage. The fan base were like, "Oh no," we love the pony side of it, the main series, Freshby's Magic. We love the series. Why this Hasbro? What's the point of this? But then when it obviously,
well, obviously to sell some MLP inspired dolls. That's the purpose of it.
exactly, that's what people were saying is that the purpose was it's just another money making racket by Hasbro again. But it ended up becoming a really quite enjoyable thing. But the only thing is when the Equestria Girls first started, you started getting a bit of a divide within the fan base. You started getting those that did not like, you had two sides of the divide at the
One's
beginning.
like the main series, and then one's only like the Equestria Girls.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So there was actually there was a three-way split actually, because you had two polar opposites, those that were like just 100% Frenchman's Magic, the main series, and then you had people that started picking up Equestria Girls and preferring the Equestria Girls to Frenchman's Magic, which is actually based off of that. So, but they preferred the Equestria Girls stuff, so there was like their own kind of fan base within the fan base.
Yeah.
And then you had the middle, which was me and Sam and you, which like both.
Yeah.
So it was like a three-way split. But now it's got a lot more recognised now. It's not. I don't believe it's as fractured as that anymore, or at least not as much as it used to be. Because obviously it's all finished now. It's been finished for about 2 years now as Equestria Girl stuff. Maybe 3. But Equestria Girls, it became quite an interesting thing because obviously the first film, the first Equestria Girl film, I like all 4 of the films. I love the films. Rainbow Rocks is obviously my favourite for Equestria Girls, but which is most people's favourite. But saying that, I like all of them pretty equally because I love the characters and I love Sunset Shimmer. She's a great character. And it's great to kind of see throughout the journey of it, kind of like her arc, kind of like she comes in. Obviously, in the first Equestria Girl film, she's a bad element. She's bad news, and she's a bully. And then obviously she gets defeated by Twilight through the power of friendship and elements of harmony. And she gets defeated and ends up kind of like trying to understand from then on, from Rainbow Rocks onwards, through the power of friendship, she starts to kind of understand what that power is and starts to become a much better person and learn from her mistakes. And then obviously as it goes on, it starts to kind of become Sunset Shimmer is now kind of the main character. It was originally obviously going to be Twilight because obviously it started off with Twilight coming through the portal. She was the main character, like she is in like she's in Friendship is Magic. In Equestria Girls, the pony Twilight who becomes human, she's still the title character of both series and even the movies. So Equestria Girl films, she's still the title character, but
yeah,
they obviously in the third Equestria Girl film, in the third Equestria Girl film, as you know, she basically the pony Twilight, she gets kind of sidelined, and then they actually introduce
the
actually human version of her.
Yeah, the Canterlot High.
Yeah, the actual
the
human
one
version.
because they mentioned, don't they, that in the first movie it's mentioned that they recognize the Twilight because there's someone there's like the real Equestria Girls Twilight is living there, and that she has a dog who's just like Spike, which is basically the Equestria Girls universe. At first they're confused when she tries to explain that when Pony Twilight came through the portal from Equestria, and she became like a human version. But of course they're confused because there's already a human Twilight in the Equestria Girls universe.
Well, yeah, but originally she didn't go to Canterlot High, did she? The human Twilight. She went to a rival school. Forgotten the name of the school now.
And that because they mention like someone who lives in like the city or something. There's someone mentions to her. Isn't there someone who looks just like you? And there's someone who's got a dog just like the Spike.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's like, to be honest, all the characters that are in Equestria Girls, basically all the characters that are in Friendship is Magic, the main series, there is a human equivalent in the human world to them, but yet you only kind of see so many of the characters. I mean, obviously Trixie's in there, Octavia's in there, Vinyl Scratch is in there, DJ Ponfrio.
And you've got Celestia and Luna because they run the school.
Yep. And so they made them principal and vice principal, which I thought was
I was very surprised with how they did Luna, because it was hard to imagine sort of like a human version of her, but they made her lighter and.
Well, the thing is, she is kind of a teacher, though. She kind of, if you think of, like, obviously Celestia is more of she's like a teacher. Celestia is more of a teacher. She kind of has disciples, like Twilight and Sunset was also a past student of hers. And it goes through generations, over 1,000+ years of that Celestia and Luna have been around. Because obviously she found out they're about over 1,000 years old at one point. And so, yeah, I mean, the idea of making Celestia a principal, like ahead of the school, is actually a good idea, because essentially she is a teacher, but yet she's the princess. She's actually the ruler. She rules Equestria, but yet she rules the school because she's in charge of it. So it makes sense in a real life situation. Instead of making her like a princess again, which wouldn't made any sense in a school environment of being a princess. So making her a principal, or head teacher, as we call it here in the UK. She's. Oh no, we do have principal as well, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea. And obviously Luna was vice president. Vice President Luna, which makes sense, because obviously, you always have somebody underneath the head teacher or whatever.
Yeah. Well, because Luna is the little sister.
Yeah.
So the main reason why Celestia in the main universe is the rulers, because she's the older sister. Luna technically would be the heir to the throne, but obviously Twilight becomes the ruler of Equestria.
That's right. Yeah. Obviously she's banished for a long time, isn't she?
For a long time. Nightmare Moon, and recently I watched the opening, the Friendship is Magic opening 2-parter again. Recaps obviously on what happened to Luna.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I need to. I was starting when we got back from UK PonyCon. Obviously we watched a few episodes when we was in the hotel room, didn't we?
Yeah.
But when I got back, I kind of went back right to. I kind of like from. I remember from where we left off from some of the episodes that we saw in season 1, and I kind of continued on from there, kind of thing. But I do want to do a complete rewatch of it all because I don't remember a lot of stuff that went on. It's been a while since I've watched anything of the later stuff, like the stuff before it, when it finished. So I want to kind of watch it. But like I say, I mean, I've only got 3 seasons on. I've got the first 3 seasons on DVD and the 2017 movie. I've got all the Equestria Girl films. I think I've got some of the specials or compilations.
Yeah, the only full seasons I've got, I've got an American version. I've got the American release of season 6. I've got season 7 UK release. I've got the 2017 movie on Blu-ray. I've got the first Equestria Girls film individual version, and I've got the box set. For some reason, they released a box set of the following 3, but it doesn't include the first one. So,
yeah, I remember that.
I had the first one anyway, but I had the first one anyway, so it was not a big deal. It's just odd, isn't it? Why would they not include the first one?
I know that was weird. I remember that happening. It's like when basically the Equestria Girl 1, 2, and 3 had released, there was a compilation of those 3 together. But then when they released the 4th Equestria Girl film, they seemed to release a new compilation thing, but it missed out the first one. So it was like you had to somehow. The shops didn't really seem to have the first Equestria Girl film. They only had that compilation of the 2, 3, and 4. It was a little bit confusing, but luckily,
the other DVD I've got as well is the holiday special. I've got that.
Yeah, I think I've got. I can't remember now. I think I've got one of the. I think I've got like a special compilation on DVD as well for Equestria Girls when when the series started on YouTube.
Yeah,
that followed on. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's 13 years now since Friendship Magic first aired. It's 13th anniversary this year, right? But it was actually this week, actually.
Yeah.
It was actually a couple of days ago, the actual day when it aired originally. And it would have been nice to like mark the 30th anniversary with like a full-on box set, like was originally supposed to happen. So we get like all 9 seasons plus the film and the Road to Rainbow. Was it Rainbow Road Trip as well, which was like a special they did after the film. It would have been nice if they announced something like that, like a full-on Friendship is Magic, all of it in one nice big box set. That would have been really nice to celebrate the milestone of 13 years. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to do it because obviously the Friendship is Magic or the MLP Friendship is Magic box sets, DVD box sets, they was actually released by Shout Factory. And I believe Shout Factory, obviously the relationship between Hasbro and Shout Factory, Hasbro actually pulled the plug on it prematurely. Apparently the license agreement between Hasbro and Shout Factory was due to finish, but I believe it was still going to be like a year.
Yeah,
I believe it still was in contract with them for at least one more year. But Hasbro, for some reason, decided to prematurely end it sooner than originally agreed. So with that, it caused a lot of problems because Shout Factory, they handled like Kamen Rider stuff.
Yeah,
the Kamen Rider stuff from Japan. They released so the Kamen Rider stuff.
And they released like the Sentai DVDs in North America as well.
Yeah, they did. They released like Power Ranger stuff on the original Japanese Sentai series. The Kamen Rider stuff, My Little Pony, G.I. Joe stuff, Transformers.
Yeah.
Transformers box sets. Everything that Hasbro did and their big properties were, they released all their box sets for them. Now, obviously, Hasbro are now in partnership with E1 and Boulder Media. By the looks of it, it looks like Boulder Media do a lot of their do a lot of the bulk work for their animation stuff, because Hasbro as well. They used to work obviously the Equestria Girl stuff and I think majority of Friendship is Magic the series and the Equestria Girl stuff was done by DHX Media.
Yeah,
They were the ones. They were the people that animated it and also did the cast the voice actors in the roles. Because obviously DHX Media is a Canadian company, so it was all in-house production in Canada. So it was all DHX Media. But for some reason, DHX Media have found out they've changed the name to something else, and Hasbro no longer do business with them anymore. And apparently there is a reason for it, but I don't really know why. But they don't work with DHX Media anymore, hence why Equestria Girls ended the way it did, because they actually basically DHX Media said that they weren't interested anymore in making anything, any more material, any more movies or specials. So they essentially DHX Media just cancelled it and didn't really give a proper explanation. They just decided not to do it. So basically, so DHX Media actually owned the rights to Equestria Girls, and then just decided not to do it anymore. So basically, Equestria Girls could still continue, but it just doesn't have a host home. It doesn't have like it doesn't have someone like similar to DHX Media, so it could be Netflix for all I know. It doesn't have anyone there to continue.
Netflix technically, because they've created Gen, they produced Gen 5.
Yeah, they have.
If they got the rights to the Equestria Girls franchise, then they could do it. Then they could continue it themselves.
They could do, yeah. I mean, like I said, they could continue it as a series, like basically like as like 30 maybe like 30-minute episodes or whatever. They could continue it if they wish to. I mean, or Amazon Prime or Prime Video, for instance, they could do it as well. Anyone. All it needs is, because DHX Media are no longer interested in continuing it. But yet there is still a massive, huge fan base there that wants it to continue, because there's still story there that has not been answered.
Yeah,
and it's usually like, even though Sunset Shimmer did get a really good arc, but yet it hasn't been finalized because you never found out where Sunset Shimmer's actual human self is.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were actually going to do. They were going to do one more special or one more movie, and it was actually going to delve into where or what happened to her actual human self. Because like it's like a mirror opposite. That dimension, the Equestria Girl dimension or world, is literally a mirror opposite to Equestria. So it's basically all the characters that are in Friendship Magic Pony side exist in that world as well. So it's just a mirror opposite world. But for some reason, Sunset Shimmer, she's kind of like this. She's like a mysterious character, because she's had all this growth, but she never got a full conclusion to the story. And to be honest, I don't know whether it's too late, because obviously they've moved on with G5 and everything, so it's probably too late, or they might still bring it back, because it did become its own thing.
Yeah.
You could still continue Equestria Girls as its own thing, but the problem, because when it first started, it was canon to Friendship Magic, as you know. I believe the first film was between 4 and 5, when like I said, Twilight gained her wings and became an Alicorn. And then Rainbow Rocks, I believe, came out a year later, so it was between 5 and 6, seasons 5 and 6. And then, so basically, each Equestria Girl film, I think there was like one a year. So basically, the first one came out. Rainbow Rocks came out roughly maybe about a year later. So obviously, because it coincides with the seasons, and then it coincides with the seasons. And the third one, I think that came out probably again between. Actually, no. I think the first two were more canon. Yeah, it was. That's right. Yeah, the first two, Equestria Girls and Rainbow Rocks, they were actually canon.
Yeah.
Because they actually did coincide with the series. And actually, Pony Twilight actually did come back to the Equestria Girls side twice. Even though she technically had like a cameo appearance in the third film, but it was more or less just for comedy relief. It was just a cameo appearance because she comes through the portal in the third film, and it's kind of like, oh my god, that's my human self. This is weird.
Yeah.
That was actually quite funny.
Dog.
Yeah, and also Spike the dog as well.
Yeah. And also, there's one of the Equestria Girls films, so one of the characters from the Equestria Girls goes through a portal to Equestria, don't they? And they become a pony.
Yeah, Sunset Shimmer.
Sunset Shimmer, yeah.
Yeah, there's a special. I
Is
forgot.
that how she was introduced into the franchise again?
Sorry?
Was that how she was introduced into the franchise again? She came over from that universe.
No, well, basically, Sunset Shimmer. It's a special that they did. I don't know if it was like an anniversary special or what, but they did a 45-minute special, and in this special, basically, I believe it's a special where they're on a boat, like on like a cruise or something in the human world. And basically, it's actually set after the My Little Pony movie in 2017.
Yeah.
Because what happens is it's kind of like, for some reason, you see the Storm King.
Yeah, you do.
You see the Storm King's kind of his insignia. You kind of see it kind of like just in the water. And it's kind of like weird. So it's kind of like so basically it's set at the time of the movie, the events, and some of the magical power is kind of coming through the realms, and it's kind of coming into.
Yeah. So what in the timeline of the movie? That's what's going on in the Equestria Girls universe.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is, I believe it was Sunset and I think Rainbow Dash. I mean, there was a couple of them. They basically end up coming off the boat and end up like going on this island, and which is where kind of the source of this magic power was coming from. And they ended up going on land, and they found a portal to basically, and they end up kind of going through. Sunset ends up kind of stepping through, and she becomes a pony again, but because she already is a pony. She's basically from Equestria, so basically she goes through and she reconciles and actually apologizes face to face to Celestia, because there was originally student and teacher.
Yeah.
Like Twilight and Celestia are now, or was. And so basically she managed to reconcile with Celestia. She catches up with Pony Twilight.
Yeah, I think Starlight Glimmer she was expelled, wasn't she, originally? And Celestia took Twilight on instead.
No, not Starlight, Sunset. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Sunset. Sunset Shimmer. That's what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah. You find out in the first film, don't you, that basically you found out in the first film, Equestria Girl film, that because obviously she comes back through the portal to steal Twilight's crown.
Yeah.
And then obviously she tries to get away, and she still manages to get Sunset still manages to get away from Twilight and her friends, who goes back through the portal. And then Celestia then kind of like basically says that basically that I recognize that pony. She sounds like Sunset Shimmer, and she basically says that she was my pupil before Twilight. So basically, but then she went down kind of like she was once good, but then she became corrupted and greedy by power. And she basically ended up being, I believe she got either banished or I can't remember now. I can't remember if Celestia banished her to this other world or if she just left on her own accord. I can't remember. But yeah, so basically she found out she's actually the pupil, Celestia's pupil before Twilight.
Yeah.
But that special, I mean, that special you're on about where Sunset goes back to Ponyville and everything, it's a really good special. It's a really, really well done special because obviously the first time you actually meet Sunset Shimmer for the first time, she's actually a bad pony.
Yeah,
so it's interesting to kind of see that reversal of now she's
because obviously the mission of the Equestria Girls, the human characters in the first Equestria Girls, was to help Twilight win the crown, and
as it was, but yeah. So I mean that's special. I really do love that. It's a good one. And it kind of brings back some, because it's obviously kind of like around about the movie. So it's kind of like when obviously you see like the Storm King's power and you see his insignia, which is like, oh, interesting. But then when they go through the portal, so when Sunset goes through the portal, she basically kind of it's kind of like the events after the movie. So like they're kind of like rebuilding and fixing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's actually after the events. So the Storm King's been defeated and Tempest has become good again. And so it's kind of like after the events of the movie. So basically, if it's that kind of interesting transition. But I think it was like remnant power, the magic and everything that was going on with from the movie. It kind of like seemed to seep through.
Yeah, I think at the beginning is the original movie. Is that the 2017 movie? Is that between 6 and 7? 7 or 8?
All right, so it was 2017 that it started, and it finished in 2019.
So it'd be between 7 and 8, wouldn't it? The 2017 movie would be.
Yeah,
because I think at the beginning of season 8, Twilight mentions where Tempest has gone, hence.
That's right.
She's gone to kind of study. She's gone to go and study some magic. Hence, why you don't see her until the end of season 9.
I think it's either. I think this one is obviously 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's probably going to be around about between season 6 and 7, I think, when so 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's another 4 seasons past the movie. So it finished at season 9 and finished in 2021. So that would make 4 more seasons past the movie. 3, maybe 3 or 4, give or take. So I would say then 2017 it would probably be between maybe 6 and 7, maybe. Maybe give or take, something like that. And that's just a guess on my part, just because of the time zone and how many seasons there was after the movie, and from obviously the year of it finishing, which was 2021, which is when the very last episode aired, which is 2021. But it's going to be interesting to really see what the future brings once G5's over. Because like I say, we've only got 4 episodes to come in November, which is a special plus 3 episodes after the special. And they are literally going to conclude Make Your Mark story. So I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. I'm optimistic, but at the same time, it's going to be a bit strange because obviously there's going to be nothing really to talk about except for Tell Your Tale, because that's going to be going on for 2020 until 2024.
Yeah, well, at least that's something, and then we'll find out. Is there going to be a Gen 6, or I imagine Hasbro might be feeling a bit uneasy because obviously maybe Gen 5 hasn't quite lived up to the expectations.
I don't think Hasbro are very happy with Netflix, how they handled it, or whoever handled it. I don't know, because it's split between 4 companies.
Yeah.
The production and everything is like split between 4 companies. It's obviously Hasbro, Netflix, Boulder Media, and another animation studio that covers the specials. Boulder Media are the main animation studio that does the main core story.
Yeah.
And they also animated the movie as well, alongside E1. And then basically, I can't remember the name of the other studio, but apparently they're not that very. They haven't got a very good reputation. They're very hit and miss. But they handle the specials, like the holiday specials and the specials. So it's kind of split between 4 different people. So it's like, who can you blame? Who do you blame? Is it Hasbro? Somebody at Hasbro? Or is it someone at Netflix? I don't know. It's kind of like, you can't really blame the animation studios because they only go on what they're told. They go on what's presented to them. Like,
they do. Yeah, I mean, because it's Hasbro's. It's Hasbro's property.
It is.
Just in case all they get. Netflix is just made to make the show, but they have to go by their demands.
I mean, it is unfortunate that it's finishing. I mean, in all, we're only going to get about 3. All in all, we're going to get about 3 years worth of content just for, give or take about 3 years. All in all, which
it doesn't really matter. I mean, because with the impact of Friendship is Magic, and that Gen 5 does have a seasonable fan base, of the Brony community. They'll still make loads. They'll still make plenty of money off it because there'll still be merchandise. There'll still be merchandise bought, and there'll still be like all reruns and all that.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt there'll be reruns. I mean, I haven't noticed it on any of the UK channels.
No.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if G5's even aired. I mean, obviously, it'd be a contractual thing. I think it would all have to go up on Netflix first before they would kind of like contract it out to other networks to air. So obviously there's still 4 episodes, a special, and 3 episodes. So let's say 4 episodes. So there's still 4 episodes to air in November, and that is literally it. So what happens after that? But the thing is, I think Hasbro and Netflix, you can see they're desperately trying to sweep it under the rug, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though I do like Make Your Mark, I don't like it the same as. I don't have the same affection for it as, say, Friendship is Magic, because I absolutely love that series.
Yeah.
And Girls, I love Equestria Girls and Friendship is Magic. That is just, such a great series. Both of them. And film series as well. But Make Your Mark, I just feel they've missed the mark a little bit. No pun intended with that.
No.
I believe they've kind of like, missed the mark sort of thing with it. It's just, even though I love the songs, there's some really great songs in Make Your Mark. In the movie, there's some good songs. In the series, there's some great songs. I just feel the songs is what kind of carries the series. It's kind of like they put a lot of emphasis and a lot of thought into the songs and the messages that they bring. But when it comes to the main core story, it suffers and lacks. And it's almost as if I think they found out that it was going to get cancelled or it was going to stop. At where it's going to stop now, I think they decided that probably around about chapter 2, chapter 3, when those episodes were coming out. I think they knew it was going to end at chapter 6, because obviously it will be 6 chapters with these upcoming 4 episodes. So it's 6 chapters in total, and a movie, and plus obviously the spin-off, which is Tell Your Tale. Obviously, Tell Your Tale's obviously done. I think Tell Your Tale's probably had done better, because I see a lot more conversation around Tell Your Tale over the main series. Some people don't like it because of the character designs. The character designs in the Tell Your Tale series, I will agree, it's very weird. It's like a weird mashup between an animal and anthropomorphic. It's kind of, they are still ponies and still on four hoofs, but yet they have very weird human-like faces, and it's
they
really
do. Yeah.
even though I don't mind Tell Your Tale though. It's very hyper. It has a very different energy compared to Make Your Mark, the main series. It has a very different energy. Obviously, it's supposed to engage a much younger demographic because you can tell it's centered it's centered more at just being a wacky cartoon that makes no sense, sort of thing. And obviously the episodes are quite short as well. Because obviously when they originally go up, they're only about 10-15 minutes each episode, give or take. But they started kind of compiling them together in like 25-minute, 30-minute episodes. So, I mean, what happens in the future? It's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't think we're going to get any. I don't think G4 is going to come back. Obviously, that'll be.
No.
Even though I would love to see more G4.
Yeah, but then
reality.
again, even if they did consider doing that, they might, it might ruin it because they might push it too far.
Yeah, I mean,
I think for what G4, what they did, with G4 is, fair enough. There was still some unexplained things. There was unexplained, there wasn't like certain character developments that the fans wanted, but I think if they were to go back if they were going to go back and sort of either redo bits of Gen 4 or try and continue it, then it probably would be too risky because they might end up ruining it.
Well, that's right. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I say, I mean, you don't mess with something that's not broken.
Yeah, that's exactly just what I was thinking. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Exactly. I mean, even though I absolutely love those characters and I would love to see some sort of continuation, even if it's Equestria Girls, because, like I said, Equestria Girls did become its own thing. Because with them bringing in the human version of Twilight, the human Twilight, they basically the pony Twilight didn't need to really come back anymore, and the human Twilight kind of took over. She actually became their primary Twilight, even though she's not the pony one anymore. She's that
yeah. It wouldn't have made sense that if they kept the focus on the pony Twilight, they'd have to have a storyline where she has to continuously go back to the girls universe. And you think, well, it's made clear, it's made sense. It's been explained that there's already there is already a human counterpart of Twilight in that universe.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a smart move with what they did there, because it would have been quite annoying to kind of like something comes up again. It'd be a bit too samey, it's like something happens again, something that's happened in the human world, and then Sunset tries to get in contact with Twilight again, and then she comes through the portal. They beat it. She goes back. It would be a bit annoying if everything was the same kind of pattern. So I think it was actually quite a smart idea by the writers and the people that developed it and everything, of the fact that to introduce the human version of Twilight the way they did, and have her be the primary Twilight, so that they have Twilight in that universe.
Yeah.
But what they did is they slowly kind of took the main character role away from Twilight and actually give it to Sunset.
Yeah.
So Sunset actually is the main character. She's actually the main character of Equestria Girls, because you can see as it goes on, you can see that development. They give her and Sunset Shimmer's songs arguably, are literally among the best, and you can see she kind of is like the voice of reason, and she's quite strong and everything. So and obviously she is kind of the leader of them. So because obviously, Twilight in the pony world, as we know it, Twilight's kind of the main one, and when it comes to the elements of harmony, how it works, Twilight's the conduit of where the power is focused. As you see, whenever they fight a foe, the power's focused into Twilight, and it kind of like comes out as a big beam attack.
Yeah.
And then, so when you come to Equestria Girls, it's kind of like a mirror. It's actually kind of like a reversal, but it's Sunset who's the main source of where the magic comes out when they defeat a bad guy or a foe or whatever. So, but I mean, I kind of like what they did with it. That they started like releasing like random music videos, and then they started like bringing out the web series, like little shorts, and then they kind of released like specials, 45-minute specials, which were actually really good, and they did actually add more to the story and everything, and they actually bring the Dazzlings into it again. The Dazzlings from Rainbow Rocks. The fans were like, "We want more Dazzlings. We want another song from the Dazzlings," and they actually did it. This is when Hasbro were listening to the fans and requests, and they did it. It's the same way where is it Flash Sentry? Is it Flash Sentry? No. I've come up. They're basically the character that Twilight has a crush on in Equestria Girls.
Yeah.
I've forgotten his name.
The guy with the guitar.
Yeah. Forgotten his name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so basically, like him, fans really wanted a song from him, and they did it. They actually released a music video for him, and they actually gave him his own song finally. So this is when Hasbro used to engage, and they used to listen to criticism, and they used to listen to the fans, and they used to listen to what they would love to see, and they did try to emulate it. They did try to do it as best as they could. So unfortunately, but like say DHX, they was actually the ones that actually owned the rights to. They actually owned the rights to Equestria Girls, so it was its own thing because it was even though Hasbro, it was originally based on My Little Pony, Hasbro property. It was, and obviously, but Equestria Girls actually became its own thing after the initial films. After the first 4 films,
did it become a web series? Or?
Yeah, it became a web series on YouTube, and then there was all like shorts and specials that came out and extra music videos. But that's what kind of continued the story onwards past the films. But yeah, it never actually got a full proper conclusion. It kind of like was cancelled. It was kind of like a soft cancellation. But I found out that basically DHX Media, they owned Equestria Girls, and they basically just decided to stop producing anything after what they had yet to be released at the time. Yeah. They just decided not to do anymore. And so basically Equestria Girls could come back. It just means somebody needs to be the main source of producing it, putting the money to it, and be like a name behind it so that it can come back out again.
Yeah,
that's all it needs. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that ship sailed. But it would be nice if we could just get one more special or one more film for Equestria Girls, and it basically finishes it off, finishes the story. That's all we want. It's just one more film, like just like an hour and 20, an hour and 30 minutes, or something like that. Just one more film, and it kind of perfectly ends it and concludes it, because we never got a full proper conclusion. And it would be nice to kind of get like the full arc, because obviously the Equestria Girl stuff, it follows Sunset Shimmer. She's the main character, so it's kind of her arc. So, but we never got the conclusion to Sunset Shimmer's arc, which is the mystery of where a human counterpart is.
Yeah.
If we got that, it would have been a perfect circle, and it would have perfectly concluded it. And I wouldn't have needed to do any more things. It maybe release a couple more songs, which is fine, because the songs don't really add much to the story. They're just songs. But all we really want is just one more film. just one more feature film, and that would be perfect. And you could literally perfectly just have a full circle completion of Sunset Shimmer's arc and end it there. I think that would be perfect. But that's all we want. But I don't know. We'll see. But I have heard stuff. I don't know if it's again April Fool's stuff, but I have seen that there could be possibly that they were trying to maybe push for a G5 Equestria Girls.
Yeah, I was wondering if they would probably do something like that. I mean,
I have seen some images leaking and people kind of sharing images, but again, I'm a bit dubious because of that April Fool's video that I replied to.
I know.
But oh well.
Oh well. Yeah. I'm sure if that channel, if you know, if the you probably, I know you took the video down when you realised it was false information, but you know, they might. I'm sure they, if they'd have seen the video, they might have got a laugh. So, oh, we've made very late April Fools of ourselves and of, you know, Ponies UK.
I mean, like I say, that video was really well put together. It really was.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, I mean, obviously she actually pulled up an actual tweet from Lauren Forst's official Twitter account and everything, and this, that, and the other. But obviously, it's probably that was actually probably an April Fool's. You know, it was probably Lauren Forst playing an April Fool's on the fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I say, I mean, I didn't realize because, like I say, all I saw was the video. The video was uploaded, and it was uploaded 6 months ago. I did not really add things up that 6 months ago was April and it was an April Fool's joke. But
yeah,
these things happen. You know, the video's been taken down now and just carry on as we mean to go on, kind of thing. But these things happen. Definitely when it's me.
Nah.
I bet Sam was laughing his tits off because I won't be surprised if Sam already knew about that video and he deliberately never told
probably did, yeah.
That's the problem with Sam. He doesn't tell you. He lets you kind of jump in the. He doesn't tell you. So, you know, you try to have a conversation with Sam and say, "Oh, da, 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 da." He's like, "Oh, I already know." I'm like, and how was I supposed to know about that? That you knew about that? I've only just found out about it. You know what I mean? You have to have some sort of crystal bloody ball when you.
I know. So how did you actually? Did you just by coincidence that you just realised it was in April, or did you find something in the comments on the video or something that let you know it was an actual April Fool's joke video?
Yeah, basically, I posted it in the Discord server for basically UK PonyCon's Discord server. They have this like real good Discord server where it goes into G4, G5, and all sorts of threads. And I posted it in there. And I posted it on some Facebook accounts, you know, MLP Facebook accounts that we're a part of as well.
Yeah.
And basically, about 45 minutes after the video went up, roughly about 45 minutes to an hour after the video went up, I noticed my phone and I saw a lot of comments. We got comments on Discord, comments on Facebook, and also on the video itself.
Yeah.
All basically telling me that this was an April Fool's by MLP Fever. I was like, oh, yeah, joking. So I deleted the video, deleted all the shares that I put up on Facebook and everything, so it's no longer out there anymore, even on Discord. And I basically just put on the Discord server. I apologize for any confusion. I literally didn't realize.
Yeah.
Because I never heard of that channel before. I've literally only just recently discovered that channel. So
yeah, I mean, when I saw the thing for your video last night, I saw like the premiere thing, premiere for your video notification, and I thought, oh wow, that looks interesting. Possibly Gen 4 might come back. So I watched that video and I thought I wouldn't have been able to know. I wouldn't have realised it was fake.
And it was a really good and convincing video. It really was. But anyway, you live and learn.
Don't worry. all a good laugh.
Aye. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because there is some people, again, I don't know if I'm going down the April Fool's thing again, but apparently there has kind of like been apparently concept art leaks, apparently, as well. All this kind of floating around again. So, like I say, at this point in time, I'm just going to say it's all speculation. It's all crap.
I think
until
we get like until there's official announcements from Hasbro or wherever, whoever they're getting to produce the future material, until we get any official announcements, it's all speculation, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I wonder what Lauren Forth's opinion of Gen 5 might be. Because I know she didn't want Gen 4 to continue after season 3, but obviously that Hasbro said, well, you can go and we'll continue it because it's probably making us a crap ton of money. We've generated this whole new fan base.
I know. I mean, it's one of those things, I guess. I mean, it's unfortunate that G5 hasn't had the impacts like they were hoping for. I mean, like I said, the thing like with G5, I mean, the film for G5 is great.
Yeah,
it was a really strong starter to.
Yeah, I know, and clearly it had quite a budget because the animation was brilliant. But there's a real downgrade in the series.
Netflix did not skimp on money on that. They really didn't, because they even got some really well-known actors.
Vanessa Hudgens as Sonny, and
they got James Marston as Hitch, and then Kimiko Glenn as Izzy. I've forgotten who did Pip and Zip. I don't know who they are, to be honest. One of them's a YouTube kind of sensation, and the other one I don't know is, I think, a singer.
Yeah,
I don't really know who she is. But no, I mean, and also they got Phil Lamar. He was in there as well. So they've got some really big actors and voice actors in that. So they did not skimp on the production value of that at all. But it was a really strong start. It really was. It was a really strong start to Gen 5 was the film, I think. And then obviously when we got the first special, so obviously we got the 45-minute special between the events of the film to the start of the series. And then we just saw the decline in quality of the animation. I understand it's not going to be cinematic quality, but it was expecting it to be at least something good still, at least relatively decent for TV. But basically, the animation for the specials is obviously, like I said, it's a different studio. The different studio that handles the specials, and it's either communication breakdown or it's just their animators just aren't as good as the ones at Boulder Media or whatever. And you can really see a difference between the quality of the specials to the main series episodes. You can really tell the difference, and then you can really see that the story, it starts off quite promising, and they seem to be working towards stuff, and then they just start to kind of like take two steps back. And then they go again, and then take another step back, and they keep going again each time a chapter starts and ends. And it's getting to the point where I just don't think they knew. I think they originally did have an idea where they wanted it to go, but they just lost an idea. I think either communication breakdown or it's a collision of creativity between the writers or whatever, or Hasbro, Netflix. I don't know. I think Hasbro. I think Hasbro are probably the ones that have brought the hammer down on Netflix. They're going to end it because they've seen the numbers. They've seen the numbers, and probably Netflix have seen the numbers that compared to Friendship is Magic, it is just subpar, if nothing else, compared. And they want to still captivate. They still want to they still want to try and kind of capture the fan base, the attention of the fan base, and they want to try and captivate on that. You know, they still want. That's what Hasbro wants, and Netflix can make some fantastic animation. They really, really can if they put their heads together. But it just feels like there's like some sort of like. It just feels like there's something going on behind the scenes, and it's causing issues for the story, and stuff isn't getting through. There's certainly something going on behind the scenes, and it's not just me. Quite a lot of people, not just us either, should have said. Quite a lot of people have noticed have a very similar opinion on it. They've noticed things like, you know, it kind of goes, sets stuff up, and then it goes back again, and like that. And then you get the specials in between. Literally, right? There's only I assume the special we get in November will actually be story driven. If it's going to be a holiday special, either like a Halloween, maybe like a Christmas special, I will just lose my shit, because in order for it to make sense and to actually finally wrap it up, Make Your Mark as a series with 6 chapters, technically it will be 6 chapters with these episodes yet to come.
Yeah.
With 6 chapters of episodes and a film, and then obviously the spin-off, Make Your Mark, Tell Your Tale, you know, that is going to be the run. And I really do hope it's not going to be a bloody Christmas special, because they've already done a Christmas special, so they don't really need to do a second one.
Yeah.
Because the way specials are supposed to go, I understand it's a kids' cartoon. Really, the demographic it's centered at the demographic of young kids, maybe from about 6 upwards, 6 to 10-year-olds, whatever. That's the main demographic it's mainly aimed at. I understand that. But the thing is, you've got to understand is that they've already done, like, now basically, right, the specials we had the special that coincided with the end of the film to the start of the series, which was the bridge gap. So that was the first one, which actually did contribute to the story. Then we got another special, which I believe was was it Summit Wish Day? I think it was a Christmas special, like a holiday special. So we got that one, which actually wasn't actually a canon. It wasn't part of the story. It was just like a bonus episode because it was Christmassy. So it did not actually have any sort of. It didn't have anything to do with the story, so it kind of took you out of the story for this little adventure. And then the special after that was, I believe, Bradle Woodstock, which was basically kind of canon because it did reference a couple of things from the series, so it was more canon. But at the same time, it was a bonus thing because it was like a festival in the woods, and they're basically like, you know, kind of thing. It's like a musical thing, and Misty sings and a few other characters. So there, because obviously it was listed with 4 specials in total throughout the run. So we've got one more special, which is going to be part of the latter episodes. So I'm hoping that special is going to be. I'm hoping that special is going to be actually in relation to the story. It's going to be canon to the story, and it actually helps to contribute to the fact of wrapping it up.
Yeah. I hope I hope Gen 5 just gets wrapped up well, and that they, you know, you know, it's not left sort of on with any sort of particular cliffhangers.
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing worse than a series that wraps up and there's still unanswered questions. And you're like, whoa.
It's different in a case where a show, you know, gets cancelled due to you know, lack of viewership, or you know, and of course that does happen when they you know, they cancel the show for reasons like that. But if they say they know they're gonna cancel this show is scheduled to be cancelled, you know, I just hope they wrap it up properly.
Yeah, I do. Hey, look who it is! It's Sam Silvermoon. one of the people that goes to TF Nation.
Yeah.
As well. Silver Moon says hand pink waving. Hi guys, hand pink waving.
Hi,
how
Sam.
you doing? How you doing, Silver Moon? Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. She's actually in a stream because whenever I plan to do a stream, she's at work and she hasn't got time to watch it. But hello, hope you're well. We're just talking things G5, Frenchman's Magic, Equestrian Gals, just having a chilled out chat tonight. Sam isn't joining us this evening for whatever reason. I think he's probably want to catch up on his beauty sleep. Because the guy is now working full time, and I don't think he can handle it. The guy's never been one for stamina, I could tell you now. But I do love him. I love my bro, my good bud Sam. He's a good man. He's a good guy, but you know.
Yeah, just tonight it's just you know, we're just missing the third piece.
Yeah. It's always the case. It's like, you know, Sam's never been one for being consecutive. You know, keep things consecutive going. Oh, Silverman says a rare night off. Nice.
Rare night off.
Very nice. To be honest, I don't know how much longer we're going to be. We were originally just kind of like.
Yeah, so sort of obviously the technical issues I was having to re-update Chrome again so I can join the blinking stream. Yeah. Should we say maximum another 5-10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can go for another 5-10 minutes if you want to. It's just like I say, we obviously with Sam not joining us and it being kind of like a school day, a school night, a work night.
Yeah, I say the thing is for me, I'd forgotten that I was going away this weekend with my mum. I thought, oh crap, I'm scheduled because I originally talked about doing it tomorrow, didn't I?
Yeah, I was originally going to do it tomorrow night as per usual, but yeah, that's fine. I mean, like I say, to be honest, whenever you don't get a reply from Sam, there's usually no, it's not going to happen. Sam just ignores you, and he does it on purpose because he does it on purpose. I know he does. But yeah, trying to get communication out of Sam is like getting blood out of a stone. It really, really is. I've never known anyone like him in my life.
Yeah.
And I've known Sam pretty much all my life, but maybe just shy of 5 years of it. Because literally I met him when I was about 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
So we've been friends since we were like 6.
And so you were school friends?
Yeah. We met at primary school when I was about 6-year-old. He was in the class above me because he was obviously he was born in March and I was born in November, so he was actually slightly above me in class year. But that's where we first met. It was in primary school when we were like 6 or whatever. And we've been friends ever since. For better or worse. But, you know, sometimes trying to get communication out of Sam, trying to get a definitive response or a yes or no from him, it's that difficult at times. It's unreal. It really is. Silver Moon's back. She says, yeah, he's almost as bad as J-Bot. That's true.
J-Bot, yeah.
Yeah, J-Bot Jamie, that goes to TFN as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, it's one of those things, you know. We're only taking the piss out, you know.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we're not being awful. Well, we are, but we're taking the piss.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, it's just like, you know. So obviously Sam's got something going on, or he's had a very long day sitting and typing at a computer, and then going home to type on a computer again, but this time playing a video game on it.
Yeah.
It's a very long string. This is the thing, you know. This is the thing. Sam has never been a consistent. He's never been good for communication. It would be useless as a holiday rep. Once Sam. Can you imagine Sam being a representative of anything?
I don't know. Imagine if we eventually had one day, if we set up our own convention for whatever, we had our own pony convention, we'd all host it together. And how do you think it would work?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Well, it's one of those things. Like I say, we're only taking the piss, really. But yeah, it's one of those things. It can't be helped. There's obviously a reason, and like I say, I always say when it comes to YouTube, all three of us, we have our things going on behind the scenes. Me and Sam work. You have the things going on in your life as well.
Yeah.
That take priority over YouTube. That's just life. Unfortunately, it would be nice.
We'd really like to do. What we'd like to say is thank you so much for the continued support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we've gone up probably shy of 20 subscribers. At least that's what YouTube Analytics is telling me on the YouTube Studio app. I don't know how true that is because YouTube's only showing me about. Excuse me. Excuse me. YouTube's only showing me about 7 new subscribers. But yet, for some reason, it's saying we've gone up 10. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we've gone up 10 throughout this point of where we are in the year, or is it within the last week or two? I don't know. But we've had a little jump since coming back from UK PonyCon, and it's encouraging. It's nice, and we've had a couple of new people that seem to be just starting to find us and commenting on the videos now. It's nice. Thank you very much for the continued support, people. It does mean a lot to us all. Like I say, we will be coming back to make videos. No doubt I will make the same mistake again next April Fools. Of making and responding to videos that make no sense or a little bullshit. But no. It's really good. It's nice to see some growth. I mean, like I say, we was just under 160 subscribers when we went to UK PonyCon. Literally about maybe 2 or 3 under 160. And I uploaded my part 1 vlog for UK PonyCon. And then we suddenly go up to, I think, 163. So that's literally like 5 subscribers straight away. So we increased by 5 subscribers in about 2 days of that video being uploaded. I thought, oh, that's nice. And then it goes up again about another 2 or 3 when I upload part 2. And then Sam uploads his video, his UK PonyCon haul video, and the videos you uploaded as well, and myself, and obviously that week when we came back from UK PonyCon that week, we must have uploaded about 4 or 5 times between all 3 of us.
Yeah.
So we definitely got the upload quota for that week under control. And then so basically we're coming to now, we're now at 175 subscribers. So it was under 160 by I think we might have been 168 or something like that. Oh, sorry, 158. 158 subscribers. And now from 158 subscribers, which was great, by the way, and now we've just suddenly gone to 175 in just shy of 2 weeks. That's actually quite a good growth in a week. Obviously, compared to other channels that are bigger than ours, then it's quite a small increase. But that for a channel like ours, which is small, that is quite a significant jump in audience, really.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's encouraging. It's lovely to see that we've got, apparently as well, we've got some people that have started to return to us, like past people that used to watch us before. So we've got like returning viewers starting to notice us again. So we've got returning viewers that are starting to notice us again, and then we've got people that have found us for the first time through whatever means, and then we've got people commenting. We've had a couple new faces that are actually getting involved. Silver Moon again. You guys are great. That's why it's well deserved. Oh, thank you very much. Well, what can I say? I'm too hot to handle. You know what I mean? You see this face, you see these looks. People just can't help but click. I wish. I wish. No, we all know the true reason why this channel has increased. That man right there, Lawrence.
I don't know about that,
but that man right there. When it comes to the ladies, especially the female fans, and apparently we have quite a significant female following. Obviously, it's not for me or Sam; it's for Lawrence. Obviously, yeah. Seriously, I don't know how he does it. He goes out for a pan and he's got about 4 or 5 women dancing around him or dancing with him. Yeah. And it's like, what the? I'm going to come out for a night out sometime down your end and just.
Yeah. Well, you'll always be welcome to. I mean,
But anyway, it's one of those things. Some guys get the look of the draw. Bloody get you. But anyway, yeah. So probably have another couple minutes, so we'll probably might give it and then finish it off tonight. Yeah, we have been up to nearly 2 hours though. We've been on for an hour.
Well, I must say, I do apologise for my my late arrival. I'm sure John kept you entertained in the time.
Well, tried to. I mean, we're only just starting to get viewers now, and we've been on for like nearly 2 hours.
As I say, it'll all be here to look back on.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I say, once we're no longer live, it will be viewable again. So if anybody wants to go back to the beginning and watch me yammer to myself with no audience whatsoever, you can do that. And when Lawrence comes in and we resume the conversation.
Yeah.
But there's not really been a proper plan. This hasn't really been like one of our usual live streams. It's just, we usually have a reason for it, and we usually have some sort of subject or some sort of topic to talk about between us. That's usually how we operate with live streams. But tonight it was literally just. Obviously, it was originally going to be tomorrow night. We were going to do this.
Yeah, then I remember. No, because I'm going. Me and my family we're off to Blackpool tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And
but yeah, like I said, I mean, it's one of those things, and obviously I'm available. I'm available on a Thursday and Friday. Saturday. Yeah. So it's fine for me. But hopefully, I might try and get Sam on next time. I don't know what's up with him. The inconsiderate buffoon that he is. No, we love you, really, man. I don't think you'll be watching. If you are watching, is probably, like Pinky in the Brain moment. Like,
yeah.
So, Brain, what are we going to do tonight?
Yeah.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Trying to take over the world.
So imagine if you had Pinkie Pie on the brain.
Oh God. Well then, guys, I think it's.
Yeah, I think it's. Well, I think it's time, to conclude now. And
yeah, I think so. I mean, it's been a good little chat. It's just been a chilled out thing, talking about random stuff, ponies, Equestria Girls, G5. Yeah. So it's been a nice little chat, but hopefully next time we come together as a live stream or for a live stream or whatever, hopefully we'll get all 3 of us again. But we'll wait and see, I guess. But thank you for watching, everybody. Again, thank you
everyone.
From myself, before we end it, thank you for the support on the channel.
Thank you for the continued support. You know, it really is appreciated. We've had a lot more in the past couple of weeks than we would expect to get this quickly. So we do appreciate it. So please, you know, keep coming back, and we'll keep giving you more when we can.
Exactly. When, like I say, we run this channel, basically, it's a hobby. So when we have time and when we are able to come together, well, that's what we're going to do. But we want to try and be a little bit more regular as we were, because literally we literally kind of were going about 5 or 6 months with nothing uploading at all, which is not good for trying to grow a channel if you want to try to. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Thank you, Silver Moon.
Have a good night, Silver Moon. I say, thanks to people who've joined us, and we will be back. Hopefully, we will be back very soon.
Yeah, so thank you to Silver Moon, and thank you to Freckle Shark for commenting as we're being live. But yeah, so thank you again from myself as on a closing note for the support on the channel, and thank you. Yeah, and thank you to the new subscribers that recently subscribed to us. I hope you enjoy the streams and future stuff what we'll bring to you. And take care, everybody, and see you soon.
Okay. Bye.